Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Ragaddon. Let's continue exploring Drezen, starting with Horgus Gwyrm. I'm listening, Knight Commander. Are you aware of my special powers? Everyone praises you and sings hymns for you as if you're some kind of holy angel. But claiming a celestial origin benefits every leader, especially the leader of the Crusade itself. A reputation like this is very practical and commendable.
I'm gone.
Some minor loot in here. Unfortunately, we can't pick this lock. But we did.
We do it my way.
I thought I was going to have to bash it open. Crusade Chronicles. In the year 4606, the expanse of Sarkoris were tainted by the swollen abscess of colossal proportions that was the World Wound, a tear between Golarion and the Abyss that let thousands upon thousands of demons into the material plane. In the long years that followed, the Keloids of Sarkoris either fled or fell, outmatched, while fighting for their home. In the year 4622, the Church of Iomedae announced the beginning of the First Crusade, a blessed war against the demons that had destroyed Sarkoris and now threatened neighboring lands. Valiant warriors, led by Queen Galfrey herself, pushed the Abyssal servants away from their borders and returned home victorious. The year 4630 marked the end of the First Crusade. Numerous fortresses and garrisons were established in those years in former Sarkorian lands, the outposts duty-bound to watch over Mendev's borders. After 8 years, in 4638, the World Wound suddenly expanded to 4 times its previous size, unleashing new monstrous hordes. The worst of the blows suffered by the Crusaders was the loss of Drezen, a fortress city that used to serve as a base for many a military operation. The Second Crusade was called, which claimed countless lives, yet never resulted in victory. Only with the creation of the Wardstones was the demon invasion stopped, as the Lucent Iomedae's magic stood as an impenetrable wall, blocking the invaders' path. In the year 4645, after 7 years of arduous and mirthless war, the Second Crusade came to an end. The Third Crusade was declared in 4665, but this time, Crusaders are fighting a war within their own ranks as well. Over the years, many Abyss-serving cultists and spies had found their way past Mendevian defenses. The Third Crusade reached the apex of an Inquisition that mercilessly purged heresy and demon worship by fire and sword. The Crusade was called off in 4668, after the atrocities of interrogators had provoked sufficient upheaval and discontent among the populace. The Fourth Crusade was instigated by demons in the year 4692, when they broke through the protective barrier of the Wardstones. With righteous fury, the champions of Mendev fought the demons for 15 years, aiming to put an end to the old threat. But by the conclusion of the Fourth Crusade, which ended in 4707 due to a shortage of supplies and manpower, decisive victory was just as remote a possibility as it had been for all the previous Crusades. I'm pretty sure we read that already, but it wasn't a book that could teach us something. Never mind. Okay, so if you don't get it in Zacharias' dungeon, you can get it here. I thought it was familiar, but it said we learned something new. I don't think we double dipped into that, did we? I don't see a second copy of it anywhere here. I don't think my HP went up. I think if it stacked, we'd have a little number like this has right here. It'd be cool if it did. So, the experiment. Endo gestures excitedly. I need some supplies for this one. Boy, please bring me a bottle of alcohol. Any will do. And please hurry up. Science can't wait. Why would you need alcohol? I've already told you. It's for an experiment. Hurry up and bring it to me. What kind of experiment? This will be an experiment of a personal nature. Endo seems sheepish. But no less exciting for that. Mark my words. Why don't you go and buy a bottle yourself? I'm busy with an extremely important task, mentally preparing myself for the experiment. Besides, a task like this is a perfect fit for my loyal follower. I brought a bottle of alcohol for you. Nenio snatches the bottle out of your hands and stares at it with all the covetousness of a seasoned alcoholic. Here it is, my path to learning the true values of humanity from the perspective of the lowliest man on the street. She produces a corkscrew from her sleeve, looks at it in bafflement, then at the bottle, then at the corkscrew again. After which she hands the bottle back to you. Open it. This experiment definitely won't work if we don't open it. You always carry a corkscrew up your sleeve. Something preposterous. But I am always meticulous when it comes to preparing for my experiments. I plan for every eventuality, Nenio sighs. Alright, I admit it, that's not true. But I have truly prepared for this particular experiment. What is this experiment going to be about? I'm taking a huge risk with this experiment. I'm putting my reputation, my good name, and even my future on the line. With the help of this bottle, I'll lower myself to the level of the average man on the street. And I'll try to understand the mentality of someone wholly devoid of intelligence. You surely know, maybe even from personal experience, that alcohol dampens mental activity and is a catalyst for stupidity. With a brain like mine, alcohol is the only way to find out how it feels to be an idiot. You're talking as if you never tried alcohol before. I haven't. I never saw the point of it. So, you're asking me to be your drinking buddy? Not at all. I'll do the drinking alone. Your role in this experiment will include standing here and providing me with a visible reaction to my inevitable, temporary degradation. Uncork the bottle. Fine, let's get started. Well, let's begin. With the steely resolve of a warrior going to his last battle, Nenio takes a big gulp straight from the bottle. Eck, what? Ugh, that's disgusting. After she overcomes the urge to vomit, she looks at you with teary eyes. How do you all drink this? I am doing this for the sake of science. Another gulp. Oh, that should be enough. Ugh. Now, am I stupid yet? Quick, ask me about something smart. How many heroic acts did Iomade perform? 11, of course. She did all manner of things. Turned her cloak into a bridge, created a powerful artifact out of nowhere, using just a broken sword and a bit of prayer. And even talked some undead into throwing himself upon his sword. By the way, did you know that if you question the authenticity of these acts in the center of Iomade's Cathedral Neurosian, you get a boot-shaped bruise right in the lower of your back? It seems I'm not drunk enough yet. Nenio takes another swig from the bottle. Right. It seems to be working. Now, I need to come up with an idea right now. I usually have a ton of ideas. Let's see now. Niscari and Baphomet. The Anti-Crusader Alliance is not effective enough. They need to unite their forces on the physical level. Baphomet needs to mount Niscari and ride him into battle. 2 in 1. Yes, the experiment was successful. I'm definitely drunk. She takes another gulp from the bottle to further confirm her condition. So how does it feel to be drunk for the first time in your life, from a scientific point of view? Terrific. I've definitely become more stupid. More than that. I'm as dumb as a box of rocks, and right now I don't give a rat's butt about science. Wait, I think I've got it. That's how men on the street see science. They don't give a rat's butt about it. Who cares how many heroic acts Amade performed? A million or not a single one. Amade is over there, Nenio says with a vague wave of her hand. Whereas the bottle is right here, where it belongs. I hope you're satisfied now. Incredible. My intellect never stood a chance in its battle with alcohol. And what is most striking, this fact doesn't bother me at all. Feels like all the thoughts in my head just went poof and disappeared. My thirst for knowledge, my desire to prove myself, they're all gone. My mind is so calm, it's actually a little frightening. I simply must describe this condition from my encyclopedia, but I'll get to that later. I just don't feel like it right now. You're not going to drink like a fish from now on, are you? What? Of course not. How can you think that about me? Me, the greatest scientist of modern times. Nenio licks her lips with intense concentration. Maybe fine, or fine maybe. A little bit. Sometimes. No more than once a year. And only if no one sees me. I've got a reputation to maintain. Starting to sound like Greybar a bit. Congratulations, I guess. Now what? That's it for now. The experiment was a success. Just a moment, I'll... Nenio stares at you with glazed eyes, shakes her head, and exhales loudly. When she meets your gaze again, her eyes are crystal clear. Alright, I'm fine now. What was that? What was what? A moment ago you were drunk as a skunk, and now all of a sudden you're stone cold sober. Is that so? Nenio looks at the bottle in her hand, thoughtfully licks her lips and nods. It seems that is indeed what happened. Clearly, I decided to forget the incident entirely, because I no longer need this information. What I need now is to write an article for the encyclopedia about the influence that alcohol has on an individual's mind. So you can simply forget you were drunk and sober up, just like that. I've simply blocked the deleterious effects of alcohol from my mind. To put it in basic terms, I just forgot I'd consumed alcohol. The mechanism is similar to the one that I use to get rid of irrelevant memories. It's not overly complicated, if you know how to do it. Your abilities are just amazing. What? What were we talking about? Alright, happy I could help. On behalf of future generations, I formally thank you for your assistance in this momentous experiment. Now time to answer your questions. Come on, ask away. So you're a kitsune. Nenio tosses you a skeptical look. Stating the obvious does you no credit. How does it feel to suddenly remember that you belong to another race? It is slightly unusual, no more than that. Knowing this fact will not help me write the encyclopedia. Therefore, it is useless. Therefore, I was right to forget it. And to forestall your next question, no for now. I'm not planning to forget that I am a kitsune. My abilities can help you, my loyal follower, in your fight against, whom are we fighting again? Right, the demons. Nenio gives you a magnanimous look. See how much I appreciate your assistance, boy? Are you sure you really want to meet this mysterious entity we know nothing about? I am sure. I am convinced. Think about all the knowledge hidden there, and the emptiness. It seems to me that this event is certain to be my triumph. The experiment of the century. No, of the millennium. She looks away. Or maybe it'll become my downfall. A complete fiasco. Here's the deal. If the mysterious entity decides to gobble me up, run as fast as you can while it's distracted. Tell all of Galarian about the heroic death of its greatest daughter. Tell them she perished, but that she never strayed from the thorny road to knowledge. Nenio sniffs and wipes a tear from her eye. Oh, hi, lore. Let's go in here first. Congratulations on taking Drezen, Commander. It's a great victory. You paid for it with much blood. Its smell still hangs in the air. I remember the smell well. The last time the air reeked like this was the most horrible day of my life. That day I nearly caught the Spinner of Nightmares. Tell me how you almost caught the Spinner of Nightmares. Hallar's gaze grows heavy. It was 6 months ago. We got a lead where to look for her. A lonely inn along the road. We arrived, disguised as travelers. I never took off the Eye of Truth for a moment. Hallar carefully takes out and wipes his magic monocle. We quickly identified our cronies, but the Spinner of Nightmares was nowhere to be found. I lost hope and gave the order to arrest the cultists. We managed it quickly and without any losses. The Spinner of Nightmares appeared on a stage where passing bards were performing. She sang a funny little children's song, and the guests of the inn went mad. Their eyes turned bloodshot, and they attacked us in a rage. They grabbed whatever came to hand and tried to kill us. Stools, forks, their bare hands, and even their teeth. We were forced to defend ourselves. When it was over, we were covered in blood. 31 butchered corpses lay at our feet. They wouldn't stop fighting, even after their guts were dragging across the floor. The air reeked of blood, guts, and crap. I was barely able to clamber out. My legs refused to walk across that slimy muck. Once I made it outside, it was only the night and the steppe. And her laughter. The delighted, mocking laughter of a child who'd pulled off a prank. It arched from horizon to horizon. As it echoed in my mind, I lost consciousness and fell to the ground. Hallar's story ends with a helpless sigh. The Pathfinder massages his eyes with his fingers, They're trying to push away the horrific images he envisions. Now, he is one of my favorite characters in the game. That's one of the best quests in the game. When O'Kelly told this my brothers, and when O'Kelly told this my brothers and me on his deathbed, and then he died, and no one knows but us. So this reveals a loot stash in an area later on. I know this is their sacred forest. They pray to the meadow of the spirits. Shamanic relics, you say? A big treasure. It sounds like a lie. Everything was collected, carried away, and buried in that cave. The scouts say a bear lives in those forests, a terrible one, and there must be magic guards in the cave. That's why we suggest you come with us. We'll split the treasure equally. Unless I get there first.
I'm off.
Yeah, I believe the location that they revealed to you, if you pass the perception check, is in Winter Sun. And I don't mean the band. I already went in there. Hey, it's foreign. Nothing new there.
I do what I must.
Alright, the Half Measure Tavern.
I'm gone.
So we have a copy of this. I don't know if we've read it. It's a Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea by Jubilos Narthropple, a companion from Kingmaker. It is perhaps Avastan's most popular dish. In the capital of Cheliax, it is baked in a cheese crust and sprinkled with lemon juice. The local fishermen use a different cooking method in Kadira, which is on the opposite side end of Avastan. There you will find it finely chopped and mixed with cold ingredients. The exact origin of the dish remains unknown, but it is generally believed to have been invented in Andoran and spread around the globe by seafarers and pilgrims. It's served as plain pate in its most basic version. To prepare it, soak the herring in spice marinade, then mince it into a spreadable paste. Add a mashed tart green apple, hard-boiled quail eggs, the freshest butter you can find, and half an onion. The list of ingredients may vary in the inland regions. In the region of Nermathos, beef or lamb is used for this snack. I once tasted a highly original and equally highly disgusting version cooked with milk and mushrooms on the border of Druma.
We do it my way.
I really have two people to speak to here. That's Greybar in the corner and old Fi, the tavern keeper. The boy sitting on the counter looks about 18. He salutes you with dignity, though his eyes scarcely rise from the tavern's ledger. The Knight Commander at my establishment. What an honor. My name is Fi Keto. I'm the owner of the Half Measure. How should I address you? Ask because some don't like undue familiarity, or rather scoff at the tediousness of ceremony and titles. By my title, Knight Commander or simply Commander. As you wish, Commander. So what can I do for you? Wine, a meal, a heart-to-heart talk. How's it that such a young lad owns a tavern? Before the siege of Drezen, the Half Measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how his family died. Just 3 words: demon worshippers and sacrifice should be enough. Now that the city has been liberated, the authorities and Amade's church will be returning what remains to the lawful heirs of the deceased. They take these things seriously in Mendev. Hello there. Fi suddenly slaps himself on the forehead. We started talking about the inn, and I remembered. I wanted to thank you for personally defeating the demon in this very tavern when the city was liberated. Without you, who knows how many glasses he would have smashed before the Crusaders got to him. So please accept my thanks from the bottom of my heart. If they had smashed the glasses in 70 years, I don't think that one demon was going to destroy them all. The Half Measure is a strange name for a tavern. Oh, that's a family story. It's not for the faint-hearted. You're not one of those, are you? One day, before the Wardstones were erected, a peasant family got lost on the way to the fair, and ended up near the borders of the World Wound. They stumbled upon a bored demon, who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she'd prefer him to take all her children or only half of them. The sobbing woman looked at her 3 darlings and said, half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs off all the 3 children and said, I guess that's even, and disappeared. People across Drezen heard this story, after the family found shelter at the local temple of Amadei. For many years, they saved up for a regeneration spell so the children could be made whole again. They eventually scraped together enough for just 1 scroll, and decided to give the youngest a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner, and called it the half measure in memory of his family and the terrible incident with the demon. He had a good life for a time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brother and sister, though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Drezen surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot. The brother and his wife died a little later, at the hands of deserters. There are rumors that the same demon that butchered the family came to Drezen and made a den of the half measure. If that's true, I guess he got what he deserved when he freed the city. That's the story. Fi shrugs pensively. But why do you like sitting on the counter? 2 reasons, Fi says seriously. Drezen isn't the biggest city, but still has a few taverns and pubs. To compete with the others, I need people to remember my establishment, and myself. That's the first reason. A tavern keeper who sits on the counter definitely sticks out from the others who prefer to stand behind their bars, all dignified. Believe me, you're not the first one to ask. Sooner or later, every customer does. The second reason is the place's atmosphere. People should feel relaxed here. Life near the World Wound is hard enough. Folks don't go to taverns looking to cause each other more trouble. So I allow certain liberties, myself included. I'm even thinking of hosting an invigorating brawl here on the 5th of every month. I'll let my favorite customers break glasses and swing on the chandelier. Now, what's the feeling here in the city? I can only tell you about my customers. They're mostly working folks, the ones who are rebuilding what's been destroyed, along with soldiers and some merchants. Overall, spirits are high as they can be in Mendev, nation of rattling sabers and fluttering banners. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten that we nearly lost Canabras. War is like that. People live for one day, and that day is tomorrow, not yesterday. You've been a source of joy and inspiration for everyone as well. Just a simple guy, an ordinary human, not an elf with the wisdom of the ages, not an Aasimar blessed by heaven. And yet you defeated the demons and thumbed your nose to the Queen's Knights. That's the kind of story people love. What makes you think I'm a simple lad? If you're a foreign prince in disguise, drop me a hint or two, will you? That'll give me time to work on my bowing and scraping, when you finally decide to reveal your true identity to the world. What do customers say about my new powers? They say you're an angel from heaven, but you hide it so you can be closer to the people. Not that I really believe it, but if I think about it, halo and wings would really suit you. But the most important question is, do angels drink? Let's put it to the test. Let me see what you have on offer. My goggles and Malakio. These goggles grant the wearer a plus 10 confidence bonus on perception checks. Whenever the wearer confirms a critical hit with any bow, the target becomes disoriented for 1d4 rounds, suffering a -4 circumstance penalty to initiative checks, attack rolls, athletics, and perception checks. It's pretty good for LAN. I'll grab the mulled wine. And the fresh yogurt. Or yogurt. Let's go talk to Greybar.
How can I help you?
Before you stands a dwarf. He has stern, rugged features, and looks to be well armed. He fills his pipe with tobacco from Garund, lights it, and blows out a cloud of smoke. Finally, he addresses you in a deep, dignified voice. Who are you?
Don't you remember our last meeting? The name is Greybar. I'm an assassin for hire. But I suspect you're not here for small talk. Are you in need of my services?
Still smoking his pipe, the dwarf offers you a cursory salute. We already met at Canabras, didn't we?
Yes, I had a contract to assassinate a rather overconfident demon named Kylus there. I guess that counts as participation in the siege of Canabras. Not that my employer had any interest in the actual outcome of the battle. Come to think of it, the information my client provided me with was almost suspiciously accurate. They seemed to be aware both of the impending attack on Canabras and of the fact that Kylus was going to be there.
You tried to kill that huge demon at the Battle of Drezen, but you failed. What happened?
Yes, that was a failure. It was supposed to be a clean job. An anonymous client, a worthy target, a substantial fee. But the client insisted that I use an enchanted dagger they provided. I was assured that a single hit would be enough to finish the job, but it didn't work as expected. It was a serious blow to my reputation. And my reputation is everything to me.
The dwarf's face grows grim. I want to hire you for a dragon hunt.
A large adult female? The one that's been snatching people and carrying them off? I've heard about her. That's an impressive target. I can take this job, but only if we do it soon. I'm expecting a new assignment from my regular client, and I'll have to leave as soon as I have the orders. And of course, you should know that this dragon will not come cheaply. 2,500 gold, paid in advance.
The dwarf's eyes light up, but his tone is one of studied indifference. Give him 2,500 gold coins. I'll pay.
Excellent. Let's get down to business. It's no easy thing to take down a dragon when you don't have wings, so you'll need to follow my lead. The best thing would be to catch her by surprise in her lair, but we need to find it first. Of course, since she doesn't leave tracks, that might be tricky, but I think I have a solution. We need to go west of Drezen, to the Grimwood Forest. The dragon's been seen there often. According to the scouts, this is likely because there's still some wild game left in those parts. We'll set up an ambush there. I hope I can rely on your honesty. I understand that on our way to the dragon, there may be other fights or places we need to visit for various reasons. That's to be expected. However, should I see that you are deliberately delaying the contract, or that you're dragging me off to assault some demon citadel instead of going after the dragon, we will have to revise the terms of our agreement.
Greybar blows a cloud of smoke from his pipe. He gives you a searching glance.
Got a job for me, Commander?
The dwarf never seems to part with his trusty pipe. He even talks with it still in his mouth, the stem of the pipe clenched firmly between his teeth. I have to go.
Good luck. If you wish to make use of my services, I'll be here, but not for much longer. I am expecting new orders to arrive soon.
Follow if you dare.
So Greybar's in the party now. We'll read his stuff later.
It's time to act! We should move.
Alright, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we will continue exploring Drezen. We have the prison, a couple houses, barracks, Sela, Arushalai, Arsino, the temple. We're getting close to ending it. We have to go to the Citadel after that, and we'll have a fair few conversations in there as well, but that's also related to the Crusade management, so it's a little different. But either way, for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.